remember last week we left Rudder Cut Key and just had a great sail down the southern Exumas, passing other sailboats as we went, smooth wind, beam reach, and then we arrived Georgetown, anchored off Chat and Chill, headed downtown Georgetown for some shopping, walking, visited the straw market, our favorite shops, and then back to the boat and over to Chat and Chill for the evening. What a great evening with Lisa doing the jiggy. Such a great evening.
It's been a long, hard season. I'm feeling weary to my bones. I guess that's my reason. I packed my bags and now I'm gone. Somewhere between the sun and the deep blue sea. That's where it's at. Tender red.
So the wind has been turning the boat around, and we're thinking possibly the boat ahead of us, their anchor might be on top of ours. So Randy's going out there and checking it. My brave Randy.
I dived down, the anchor's dug in, but it's midway between our two vessels, so no problem getting it up, and we are off.
Leaving Georgetown today, heading for our final destination, Long Island, which we should get there in about 4 to 5 hours, probably. And you can see once again the beautiful turquoise water. We're coming through a break line as we leave. So once again we have waves and probably 4 to 6 foot swells that we're bouncing through.
We are headed to Stella Maris Long Island.
And tonight we'll be on land in bed, and I will get back to you guys as we proceed down the coast on our last sail.
So we have some pretty good rollers. There's some sandbanks out there, and the water's rolling over them. We're trying to stay clear of all the islands in the reef, which he does a really good job of. Everyone having a cautious, conservative captain.
As we head out, we see the mail boat leaving Great Exuma and headed for Long Island. So we follow them out.
Well, guys, just a little more beauty. We're bucking pretty hard, so this is not very good filming, but oh my, we're coming out through the rock.
So we're going over here, Don, and then we'll kind of head out like he did as well.
Okay, so Randy, where are we going?
We are headed to Stella Maris Marina, Long Island, Bahamas. The last day of our journey from Little River, South Carolina. We have a beautiful sunny day. We have 5-foot rollers, so they're 9 seconds. So it's just kind of up and down, up and down. We got about 16 knots of steady wind, true wind. And we're making our way out of Great Exuma from Stocking Island, and we're going the southern route, so we just have to kind of go through, weave ourselves through the banks and the rocks, and we're doing that right now.
So Don, what do you think about this? What do you think about those waves crashing to the left of you? Those are not that far away.
They haven't been a problem. Problem.
Oh my
Well, we're all
gosh.
seasoned ocean dwellers right now, so we got our sea legs, like Mike says. So.
It's kind of like John's holding on to the carousel, like thing, and it's going around right in. Oh my gosh, look at this wave coming in here.
In the front of the boat and walking around.
Yeah.
Boy, look at the day we have. Look at this beautiful head.
Every single day's been like this. Okay, guys, so what are you thinking right about now?
We're just
Ready to put
enjoying it.
sails up
Yeah.
and get hammered.
Get jiggy with it. Head to Long Island. Yeah.
Okay, and so we do not have the sails up because we're going right into the wind, right? And we need a 60-degree angle.
We gotta get out.
We got to get out of the.
Trying to get away from the reef and the rocks.
And
Shallow
some more
water.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not there yet.
We're getting close.
Now we are surrounded.
We're still in only through the water. Lots of obstacles.
By little keys. Except over here we can see the deep blue water.
Every way you look, it's a picture.
It is, isn't it?
It's really amazing.
Can I keep on walking? Though the shoes I wear are a mess. As I walk, and I keep on walking. Till I know the end of the road.
And we are almost to Stella Maris. You can see the White House. It's right on the point. And then you see all those trees there, and we're just kind of, our light post is right in the middle of it for the marker.
There we go.
Hello everyone. And we are about ready to make our turn into Stella Maris Resort Marina. LaVenture's winter home.
Looks like nobody's there.
Looks pretty empty. We'll fill it.
It's our big entrance into Long Island.
Is there a trawler there? Oh, somebody's there. No, I thought somebody.
Well, there's Manny and Barbar. I can see their SUV.
Yeah, they're We left Port Canaveral on December 2nd. And today is December 14th.
Yeah, 12 days is all.
So we made some really good time.
Oh, they're taking a picture of us coming in.
All right, I gotta go do some crew work here. So we'll get back. So how about this?
Thank you for coming.
We have a welcome committee. What a nice little place to park the boat.
Are you jumping
All right,
on?
I'm out.
Are you?
We are home. Stella Maris Marina. Manny, Barb, Susan, and Tanya are all there to meet us and transport us to Seahawk. What a wonderful reception. We are finally home.
Well, we made it to Long Island. Got in yesterday, had to clear the boat, haul some stuff up to Randy and Lisa's place. And now you're looking at the other side, the Atlantic Ocean side of Long Island, and you can see the waves crashing in. And what a beautiful sight this is. And it's kind of jungle and palm trees and key lime trees and views everywhere, and you can see in the distance back there, that was on the other side where we came in from, the Exuma side. So we're going to be here for a day and look forward to flying out on Saturday and getting back home.
That evening we head to Docky's Flats Bar close to Seahawk and have a great dinner. Actually, we had cracked lobster, which is Docky's special dinner, and it's awesome. So we sat around and just shared our trip stories.
Well, that's why I keep it four-wheel drive on here.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not so much that hill coming back up this hill.
Yep.
Because somebody just put sand on it. So coming up, you're slipping on that sand. It's a little more packed.
We're heading to Miller's Beach, guys. I want you to notice how full this parking lot is with vehicles. So we're gonna have to run to the sand beach so we get a spot.
We'll let you out here.
And here's what we came through. What a deal! So I keep telling you, now it's Randy and Lisa. Kind of keep the best for last. So we're at Miller's Beach in Long Island, Bahamas. You saw the road we came up on, and we're the only 6 people anywhere close. Now this is the Atlantic side. You can see the surf, how powerful it is. Watch this wave hit. Wow, so cool. And this is like, I'm going to go down just a little bit, the silkiest sand that you could ever imagine. What a place to spend the afternoon, but no swimming allowed. All right, here we are at Seahawk, and you can tell we're really roughing it. So tonight we're going to do a little Pinot Josh on the table, is that right?
That's right.
And we're gonna come back with some mai tacos and egg noodle pasta. And Schreier's gonna join us tonight, but he's not here yet. So, what do you think, Randy?
It all looks great.
Good stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, looking
Really
forward
good
to it.
stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
it's awesome. Mike, Don, Craig, Shire, and Tanya and I all get the kayaks out and kayak through the mangroves to Columbus Bay. We have a great trip. There's baby turtles, baby rays, even baby sharks and barracudas that are in these mangroves. So it's always so much fun to make that trek to Columbus Bay. climbed up the highest hill in Long Island to see the Columbus Monument, which is a monument to the Lucayans that inhabited Long Island long before the Europeans, which was Columbus discovered Long Island, and overlooks the north part of the island. Is so beautiful, as well as Columbus Bay, which stretches out before us, which we swam and kayaked down to visit this famous landmark on Long Island, Bahamas. Okay, Craig is taking apart our French reel for Guadeloupe with the Senator reel itself. The pole itself is French. And the clickers never worked. And so that's always been a problem because a fish will take it and start taking line before we even know what happened. So Craig has solved that for us, and now he's trying to fix the mechanism so the line gets wound and even, it goes out even so it doesn't get snagged.
Yep. I don't know that we have a problem. It might just be what needs to be tightened up, but just got a little bit of too much movement right in there. And so that could be throwing it off, but everything looks pretty good. So
Okay, that is awesome.
yeah, so
And Mike Meyer will appreciate this especially because Mike has used this rod a lot over the
Yeah,
years, and
yeah.
we've lost some fish, and you know, Craig's putting us back in the game with our favorite rod here. So
and we we have a hookup on this one too. I
We
think.
did?
Yeah,
We
we
did.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was big, whatever it was.
It was big. Yeah.
yeah. So Craig has two big things. He's going to have our main rod and reel working, which is cool, and he caught more fish on the venture than anyone has ever come close to, which is pretty cool.
That's good.
Yeah,
It wasn't
and
really
really good.
fish.
Yes, tuna and mahi and all kinds of cool
Yeah.
stuff. So. Okay, Craig. We're kind of smoking some cigars here.
That's yours.
Yep, thank you. And kind of talking about the trip. And so I had a few questions for Craig. So, what do you think your highlights were for this crazy trip across the North Atlantic in the middle of the winter, offshore most of the way down to Florida, then offshore again to the Bahamas?
12 days of what probably some of the best things in my life that I've done, Randy, and to me a couple highlights that I reflect back on are the night shifts, and when we were coming out of the States and heading down the coast, the just being by yourself at night and getting some time to watch and reflect, something I'll never forget. And then the things that you learn about sailing, because I've really never been on a sailboat before, and to me, watching you and Mike manipulate a boat that took great care of us and was such a joy to be aboard, but sometimes you have to manhandle them, and there were a few days and nights that it was bouncy and getting the sails up and down and doing everything you need to do to make it work. That was a highlight to me too, just to see that execution take place. So
Yeah.
and then you come into the island hopping, and it's the most spectacular scenery you could ever imagine and ever see. And when I watched the YouTubes of it prior to really even knowing Randy, to me it was so much fun to get to see in person those types of things, and how pictures can do some things kind of justice, but but being there, seeing it, unbelievable. It'll be etched in my mind forever. So, as I always enjoy the people too along the way, and to interact with the Bahamian people and go to places that so many people never ever get a chance to see. It was awesome. It was just it's really been everything I could expect it to be, and even more. And on the front side, you know, not sailing before, I didn't know what I was in for. It was fun to adapt to what you needed to adapt to, because you know there's work to be done and expectations, and you're aboard a boat that you're going to be on for 12 days. I think it took us to get all the way through. So it's just something that really touched me, that I'll always be grateful that I've gotten to know you, Randy, and that you said, Craig, do you want to go? and it didn't take me long to just say yes. It's something you have to do, but just accomplishment that you feel to be a part of something like that is huge. So.
Yeah, I think it was a great trip. Craig adapted well and learned well. To be honest with him, much like Bill King did last summer, it's one thing to island sail, as you know, and then it's a totally different thing when you're on a passage, and especially in the winter. It's cold. Those first couple of nights are pretty darn cold. So we're getting dressed up in warm clothes and layers, and continuing down the eastern coast, and we're 60 miles off the land.
Yeah, yep.
So we're out there and we're seeing freighters, and so we have company out there, and one of the things that both Craig and Mike got to see a great deal of, as well as myself, were the dolphins. The dolphins were always there at every moment, sometimes first thing in the morning, just to remind us that we weren't alone.
Always accompanying us. Yeah.
Yes, always accompanying us this whole trip. And it's hard to describe, but it's really appreciated when you're out there. And your whole world becomes this circle around the boat. And it's a comfort circle. I mean,
very much so.
You adapt to it, and it's like home. And
you really do. It's amazing how you slide into, and then you get, because you walk on to a boat that you've never been on before, and you got a berth assigned to you, and you've got a bathroom, and you got ways of doing things and things you can and can't do. There's a lot of learning that goes into the first 2 or 3 days, and part of that process is getting the anxieties out that I'm not going to get seasick, or gosh, you don't want to fail your team. I hate, that's a...
And we, you become a team, and you work hard to help each other, and you have a lot of fun along the way, and you have times when you got to pull together to get something done, or get a sail down, or a sail up, or a sail put away, or just... Craig fixed some great sandwiches every day for lunch, which we all looked forward to. They even had crunchy pickles on them.
We added a few things,
Yeah, so I think it was a very, very good trip. I really enjoyed Mike and Craig along for the passage part of it, and also having Lisa and Don join us was so much fun for us.
Yeah.
Like Craig said, to share some of what we were doing, and especially Craig's fishing. They just loved it, and so it was great to have them on board. The really rushes for me on this trip was obviously when we got the Code Zero up.
Yes, yep.
Orange and turquoise color on that turquoise water. I mean, it was just a whole day of having it up, going from Highborn Key
Yeah.
to Staniel Key, and all the boats around us, you know, they were just eyeing that sail.
Just seeing it fly, and
seeing it fly.
Really a
It's just
fun thing.
Yeah, it was so beautiful on the water on the boat, and we got the drone up.
Yep.
And we got some footage there, and we actually recovered it. The drones,
Yep.
which is always a challenge every time we do it.
Yeah.
And
One key too, Randy, in I don't think you take anything for granted, and as a captain, you really can't. But the film coming to you guys shows a lot of the good times and a lot of the processes that are being going through on the certain days, but it doesn't show the background work that you do, and for the viewing public, so to speak, doesn't get to see the hours of planning, the people he relies on to give him the wind direction, so that we know today's a day to go sailing, or no, we're gonna have to sit.
absolutely.
So
I mean, the one day, Tanya told us,
yeah,
it's
think about
St.
that.
Nicholas Day,
yeah,
the patron saint of
Yeah.
sailors. So get going,
Yep, exactly.
You got your blessing. Leave.
Yep.
But
and we left. And
yeah, we left.
We turned the boat, and we had dinner that night, and you were up early, and
Yeah.
and we were
Yeah.
and we were out of there by 10.
Yep.
So
that's
was a
part
good
of sailing is the planning, looking at the weather, determining the timing of leaving and when to sail and when to arrive. We have to determine when we're going to arrive, to be prepared for that, as well as if we're staying somewhere, letting that person or that dock master know we might be in. Like in the case of Freeport, we let Fabian know that we were going to be in around midnight, and
we got in a little late.
And he had T-dock space waiting for us. Everything was prepared for us just to pull right up, tie up, and then
and we did.
and have our beer
Yep.
for our successful passage and landing, and then we went to bed. So
And that was one of the favorite things too. Our cold beer.
Our
'Cause
cold beer.
Most of you guys know when we're at sea in passage, we don't drink.
No.
And so
No.
that doesn't always maybe show, but that's the way it is. And we.
But when we
Randy
make
takes
our-
that very serious.
Yes.
And it's crucial. So when we make our stop for the night, that cold click beer was
is our celebration of
Yeah.
a successful passage and anchoring or docking or whatever, and being able to just take a sigh of relief and just enjoy what we've accomplished, because it is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Which
Yep. And that was a highlight.
that was a
It
highlight.
really
Coming in
was.
near
Yeah.
midnight, we worked
Yep.
as a team incredibly well. And we found the lights, and the lights brought us in straight to the beach.
Yeah.
And the way the shore lights were, we followed our navigational lights, but we couldn't see the entrance until probably 50 feet away.
Right up
And
on
we
it.
had to have that confidence, because it looked like we were heading to ground our boat on the beach,
Yep,
didn't
yep,
it?
yep.
I mean,
The opening's not very wide.
not very wide.
And-
And again, we had a runway showing us where it was, which we were following. But it's still that second where you can't quite see the entrance clearly yet, that suddenly you see it, and you again have kind of a sigh of relief. And then we were able to go down the canal and tie up and
find our dock
and get a good night's sleep. So
so all in all, it's been really a great, for me, like I say, unbelievable experience, and I will forever be indebted to Randy for this opportunity, because it was
and me for
wonderful.
Craig and Mike for being there. And again, for a winter passage, I think we just had a great voyage and a great adventure, and another chapter with LaVenture.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Right. Yep, and she took good care of us.
Yes, she did. Good night, everyone.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, Mike, Don. We had a great couple of weeks under sail. Amazing. And Mike, you were a huge help. Obviously, just an amazing help.
Glad to help.
And then we had the Code Zero, so you taught us. You were a great teacher. So.
Interesting. Yep, an amazing sail.
What were some of the highlights for you on the trip?
Highlights, probably the anchoring and the anchorages and stuff, just spending the night and having a chance to relax. The actual moving of the boat was work.
It was work, and it started
work,
out that first night as work.
Yeah, wind would cooperate and then not cooperate, and so you had a little bit of everything. But yeah, getting someplace, having a destination to drop a hook and just relax was amazing. And
Well,
the
and
scenery-
Highborn was really
Highborn
nice.
was
Yeah, that
beautiful.
was such
Yeah.
a peaceful evening.
That was beautiful. Yeah, it really was. It was an amazing trip, and yeah, I learned a ton. I thank you for inviting us, and Lisa for being such a grace. It's just.
That was easy.
Well, and we learned a lot from you too. So.
Oh well. Glad I could help.
Well, and now we know how to use our Code Zero, so
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
You were real patient, and
Yeah.
we put that up and down a few times. So,
Yeah.
and you went through it with me every time. So
Yeah.
it was. I feel like I'm comfortable now getting it up
Good,
and
good.
down.
It'd be a very useful sail, especially for your cat. And I had no clue you'd have to take the mainsail down to go downwind. So
I know, isn't that crazy?
that's just crazy. Yeah, that's defies logic.
Well, and we learned some things about going across the stream too.
The boat, yeah. Pointing up close hold, it slips. The higher you go, the more it slips. And so as you fall off to 90, and then it starts to track pretty good. But so you just have to get used to the boat's characteristics and plan on that. So.
Well, and for our crossing, then we kind of created opposing forces, which actually worked out
You
great
did,
to
yeah.
track straight
Yeah.
across the stream. That's true.
Okay, I know what Dawn's gonna say was her favorite thing. Swimming with the pigs.
They're just pigs.
They're just pigs, right? That's what Lisa kept telling me, and we should have took her advice that they're just pigs. Yes.
So, what were your highlights, Dawn? You joined us in Staniel Key.
Well, first off, getting to know Lisa better is probably the top, I think, and establishing a relationship with her, and I feel like I have a new friend. Then I think our overnight at Rudder Key was my idea of
yeah.
cruising life, and it was beautiful. Nobody else there. It was
Secluded,
a peaceful,
yeah.
calm anchorage, and that's my idea of being on a
Possibility
boat.
of treasure.
And then and being pushed a little beyond my comfort level of diving in and swimming the grotto, because I'm not much for underwater cave-ish sort of swimming, but I did it, and here tell the tale.
But I'm so glad you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was fun.
It's such a
And
neat place.
driving a golf cart, I want one now. So I want a golf cart. And Staniel Key, that was fun. But just your boat's beautiful, very comfortable. Yeah, overnight, sleeping on it sometimes.
Creature comforts
Yeah,
are
very
really
very
nice,
nice.
yeah.
Yes, very nice.
Well, again, we thank you for crewing and coming
You're
aboard and
welcome.
spending
Quite
some
welcome.
time with us.
Anytime.
And again, we appreciate all the work you did and all the help, because as Mike said, it was work.
It's a little bit
some
of work,
days
yeah.
and
It's a
some
working
nights.
trip for the first half, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be realistic about that. I think
Yeah.
it always is a combination of work and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
fun, and then you realize how important it is to get to shore. You think I love the sailing side of it, but once you get to shore, it is the bonus at the end. Because you want to explore and
Right.
take a little bit of a break, and
Yeah.
I think that's
Well, yeah, and you got a touch of island living,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
awesome. Because that's also, a bonus of going
It
to
is.
different islands and
It is.
places and
It
seeing
is,
it.
yeah.
And I just remember they were going
Saturday morning, and we are heading to Stella Maris Airport, correct?
Yes.
It's a jungle around here.
This is the first roads I've seen with cliffs.
And then we'll get to see what kind of plane we're going to get on and fly to Georgetown. So I'll be back. So here we are, getting ready to get on this. I don't know if it's a Navajo or Piper, but beautiful little plane, and we're going to head to Georgetown. So we're going to be up and back down, and I'll hopefully try and get some film of it. Bye.
What a great winter adventure for all of us. Thanks for watching and following along as we sailed from warm or cold South Carolina to warm Bahamas. Thanks to the crew. Thanks to all the videographers, Craig, Mike, Lisa, Barbara, and Don, and the Phantom drone, which brought us some great Code Zero footage. And thanks Susan and Tanya for great weather updates and tracking us along the way. And Black Dog Sail Loft and Loggerhead Marine, thanks Joe, thanks Sebastian, and special thanks to Lex, John, and Beth in South Carolina for
and I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today